Okay, if you're pretty caught up with Boruto Two Blue Vortex, you know there's been something strange going on with Himawari ever since she's been introduced. Being the daughter of Naruto and Hinata, this kid has some high expectations. But most of the time you can find her doing mundane things like going to the flower shop or helping her mom Hinata with tasks, which is to be expected as she's not old enough to fight yet. But other times she turns into this demon and unlocks this weird power. And the first instance of this being when she knocked the lights out of Naruto during the Hokage inauguration after she unlocks Byakugan for the first time. Keep in mind, the only reason Himawari got mad in the first place was because Boruto ripped her teddy bear, and keep this in mind as this is an insane showing of her power and what she can do when she's upset. Ever since that moment, we kind of put Himawari on the back burner, and she's had some highlights where the Byakugan gets activated again and she gets insanely strong, but it's only happened once or twice in a filler episode, and it seems that once she unlocks the Byakugan, she's not herself, and it almost feels like she's being controlled, so she doesn't seem to respond well to when people try to communicate with her. Now skip all the way forward to the precursor to the Boruto time skip, and we get introduced to Damon, a kid who is frankly the strongest person on the planet, or pretty close to it. Being able to reflect the killing intent of any move, he is virtually untouchable. And on top of that, he's insanely fast and strong even without that ability. Turns out Damon has a third sense for insanely strong people, and this is where Himawari comes back into the picture. While out with Boruto, Damon notices this girl walking around and goes to attack her. Shocked that she doesn't react to his attack, Damon is very confused. This random girl he's attacked is Himawari, and for whatever reason, Damon is highly confused and even says, "It should have been easy for you to dodge," saying that he feels this intensity coming from her and was surprised that she couldn't even fight. Now, keep in mind, this is the first instance of anyone even giving us a clue as to what Himawari really is. Every other character, even Naruto and Sasuke, haven't detected anything out of Himawari. It seems that Damon and Jura, which we'll talk about soon, can detect this power coming from her. Keep in mind, Damon is a cyborg with inherited abilities from Shibai Otsutsuki, who is essentially an insanely strong Otsutsuki who basically achieved godhood from resurrecting with karma multiple times and was said to have divine abilities. So Damon has just a portion of his power and is able to sense this power out of Himawari. I suspect this may be something only Otsutsuki or Ten Tails related due to recent events in the Boruto time skip, Boruto Two Blue Vortex. Skip forward some chapters to the recent release at the time of this recording, Boruto Two Blue Vortex Chapter 8, and we see the newest villain in the story, Jura. This is not 100% confirmed, but based on his words, he is somewhat an incarnation of a fellow Biju. And the reason this is so important is because he says he can sense the Biju chakra dwelling inside him, referring to Naruto as he's looking for Naruto to ask him a very important question. Jura finally gets a match to the chakra he is feeling, and when he arrives, he is confused. He sees Himawari for some reason, and this is not the Naruto Uzumaki he was expecting, which is odd. Think back to when we were first teased at Himawari's powers. It was when Damon had that odd moment with her and he felt the intensity. It seems like Jura is able to feel this energy but on a larger scale. Damon could only feel it in her presence, but Jura was able to seek it out at a greater distance and describe the person he is tracking as having Biju chakra, but we see Himawari who has not shown us that Biju chakra at all. This gives us some clue as to what's really going on here. Jura, an incarnation of a Ten Tails, is able to seek out the chakra as someone else who has the same energy. Damon can also feel its energy as well and has Otsutsuki powers which may play a huge part. Himawari is a daughter of Naruto and Hinata, and possibly when Himawari was born, some of the Biju chakra manifested in Himawari. I'm not saying it's Kurama as I think his death was done well, but I suspect it could be something else, something completely new. I like the way Kurama went out in the Ishiki fight and served his purpose, and I think that's why it is perhaps another incarnation of a Biju we have not seen yet that is stronger than the rest. Maybe Naruto being a meeting place has had some side effect on Himawari when she was born, and there's a couple of things to play with here, but it does seem like it is definitely something Biju related and can be correlated back to the 10 tails. So this means Himawari will be insanely strong in the future due to this, and I think whatever Biju chakra is inside of her is why when she uses her Byakugan, she completely loses it and turns into a completely different person. It would explain a lot, and perhaps Juro will help us find the answer for this. As it stands now, Himawari has the most potential in the series next to Boruto. And while it seems to not have manifested in Boruto, something definitely has in Himawari, and if it's enough to scare Damon, can you imagine how strong she'll be when she starts training seriously? But we may find out sooner or later just how strong she truly is. We are in a scenario right now to where Juro could decide to kidnap Himawari and investigate her further. I'm sure he's as curious as the readers are to how this little girl could be this strong, and it will lead him to question her even more. Juro is someone who seeks out knowledge and is trying to get a better understanding of the world before devouring it. He has a question for Naruto, but perhaps through the discovery of Himawari, he will be able to get this question answered somehow. And if he decides to kidnap her, could this be a snapping point for Himawari? If Himawari was going to snap at any point in the story, it would be for two things: her life being in danger, or someone else she cares about being in danger. And I think at some point in this altercation, she's going to show us just why Damon was so worried about her, and I can actually see her throwing Juro off guard if this happens. Now, I don't think she'll beat Juro, but she will at least give us a peek as to what she's truly capable of. Being Hyuga and Uzumaki is such a cheat code, and I really would like if she utilized this to the fullest. It seems that Boruto got more of the Uzumaki side with the Hyuga fighting style occasionally mixed in, and Himawari has more of the Hyuga genes just in general. And speaking of Hyuga genes, this also leaves the floor open to some undiscovered Hyuga history. Perhaps her power is also correlated to something in the Hyuga gene that hasn't been discovered yet and is now being awakened for the first time. The Byakugan in the Otsutsuki is very powerful, with even Momoshiki being able to have foresight into the future. No other Hyuga has had a Byakugan that powerful. The Byakugan is insanely underutilized due to being overshadowed by the Sharingan, unfortunately, and I think Himawari is the perfect opportunity to expand on its powers. Just think about Himawari being able to use a high level version of the Byakugan similar to the Otsutsuki's. Maybe this is related to some of this energy that Damon and Juro are feeling, and I have a hunch they will factor her Hyuga background in as well once the truth is uncovered. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on how strong Himawari is and what this Biju chakra is within her. Feel free to let me hear your theories, what is inside of her, and what happened to her chakra. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Say, so, say, so.